Just one more thing about your meeting with Baker in March. Is there something that sticks out, like something he said, a scene sitting around the dinner table, or, that just kind of something that made an impression or you'll always remember?
No. I was, it was just good for me to get down there, Marla. Again, that's an important relationship. I know other coaches have done that before. I want to make sure I get to know a bunch of guys in the future. But I'll just tell you, it's just important for me to get to know the person, get to know the family. So they were gracious hosts down there in Austin.
Hey, back to that meeting then in March. Kevin, at that point, how much did you know about what Baker had accomplished or didn't accomplish last season? Like, what was your, familiarity with what he went through? And did he convey any of the disappointments from last season to you?
Yeah, I would say when you spend as much time as you spend with somebody, in a day like that, you cover all the bases. But I just will tell you, from that moment till now, I see a very committed football player who's ready to lead, who's excited to play. But I go back to, I think Baker's a really good teammate. I think he really understands his teammates. I think his teammates want to play hard for him. That just goes back to that thing he's got that nobody can put a finger on, and that the quarterback position has to have. You got to have it. You got to make sure that you're bringing your guys along. I mentioned earlier, the number one job of a quarterback is to make the guys around you play better. And there's a bunch of different ways to do that. It's like the point guard on a basketball team. And I just think Baker has embraced all of that from the moment he and I have gotten to know each other.
Yeah. Hey, Kevin, how do you feel about the position that Andrew and his group has put your offense in from this offseason, and really specifically, we were talking about Baker earlier, and how he's arrived, the position they put Baker in and surrounding him, dressing tackle, signing Hooper, bringing in Case, for him to be successful?
I think Andrew and his staff did an outstanding job going back through free agency, through the draft. You asked the question about the offense, but I really think they had a plan for the entire roster. As it pertains to the offense, I think it's important to have a productive offense. There were some parts that we felt we had to go out and acquire, whether via free agency, via trade, via the draft, and we had a plan. And certainly you would hope if you're doing that, you're making life easier on the quarterback. That makes sense to me. But I think the plan was more so, let's bolster this offense as much as we can.